Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Somebody called me this week and asked me a bunch of questions, and I thought maybe it would be beneficial to you as a field inspector or even somebody that's interested in this and kind of learn a little bit about your county and the neighboring counties. So what happens sometimes is you may get a job and it might say, like, for me, it might say Winter Park, but it's in Seminole County, or Apopka sometimes runs into a Seminole County, and there's a fine line there sometimes of where that is. So if you're looking for something and it's really not there, um, there's several ways to look for it, and some of these appraisers are really, the websites are really kind of sucky the way you have to do it, and it just happens that way. Sometimes somebody else owns it and they put a different address on it, or say it's a mall or something, or a little strip mall, and you don't know exactly what address, because the address you have, nothing comes up. So what you do is, what I do a lot is take a photo of the last address here and this address on this end, and go from there. But let me show you around a little bit about how to find some of your information that you can get for free without bothering somebody if you forgot. But basically on my sheet, I always write down business, location, if there's any losses, um, if there's anything on the sheet that they need, like that the insurance company needs, like payroll, annual receipts. If it's a gas station, you're going to need gallons, how many gallons they sell. Generally, they want annual receipts, they want content cost, and they want, if they sell liquor, they want a liquor, basically a breakdown of that. How much the annual receipts are for that. So those are things that you can write on your paper and get that information. But sometimes you come across something, and you go to a building and they say, you say it's a property, and with our property inspections, you have the roof, the AC, the electrical, and the plumbing. Well, 99 people in the world freaking don't know when the electrical or plumbing was, unless they own that building, or if somebody like a tenant just moved in a month ago, they're not going to know anything. All right, so you have to kind of help them out a little bit and do some of your research. Sometimes if the building is, say, 10 years old, well, guess what? The electrical most likely is going to be 10 years old, unless they did some kind of build out. And if they did, the tenant would know how old that is then. But if they're using it for a warehouse and they're just storing stuff in it or something, they're not going to know. So it's up to you to kind of figure it out. And like I said, if it's 10, 15 years old, most likely the roof is the same, the AC is the same, the electrical is the same, and the plumbing is the same. I mean, you can ask them, but if they don't know, these are the answers that you're going to give. You're going to say it's 15 years old. If it's more than 15 years old, most likely they've replaced the roof, unless it's metal, which is good for 40 or 50 years. But all the other stuff is pretty much going to be the same. Sometimes you get, if it's a big AC unit, you'll get 20 years out of it or so. Depends on how good you take care of it and stuff. But you just got to ask, and if they don't know, you could put an estimate. I mean, on our form we have an estimate button, so you could put an estimate in there. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the year of the building's hard to find, but right here we got the information for this building. It's a house built in 1959. It says how many gross area and living area, which is really nice. And concrete, it's concrete block. All right, and it tells you how many floors it has. And right here, there's two areas I think on there. Is right here, sketch. Let's just go there. There it is. All right, so here it tells you what you need to get, and here you can kind of mouse over it and get your stuff. Now on a situation like this is all square, everything's square. All right, so in Rapid Sketches, if that's what you're using, they have a little button up there in the top, and it has a square. You can click that, you can do this, you can add this up. It's what, 28, 38, 42, and 24. You just use that thing, make a 42 by 24. And same thing with all these. Now what they did with Rapid Sketch for us is they changed it where you could put it on Google, but guess what? They messed us up. So when I got done with the old one, you hit save, you come down here, at the bottom it would tell you exactly how how much, what the size is for the whole, the whole total. So they would tell me 1690 was square feet, and I would know, okay, that's right, I'm good, I move on to something else. But here, and I don't like this one because of that. Let me show you on the one I always use. I use a little house, and here it tells you what each one has to be. All right, so the only difference here is if this building would have a bunch of open porches or a bunch of screen porches, or maybe it had more than one carport. Whatever the case is, you would have to add them up. You know, like say that's an open porch and this was an open porch, you would have to add those two to get, let's say it's 286, you know, whatever it is. That's what you would actually get. You'd have to add those up. So what I do is I do the base, I come over here and say, okay, I got that. And I did the carport, I got that. And as long as these numbers match, even when you, here's what happens when you save it, it goes back to the company and it basically draws out a picture of it. And down here it's real small. It tells you what the gross thing is, and it's all blurry because, you know, I don't know why it's blurry, but it sucks. I can see fairly decent. I got glasses, but it sucks. So, you know, that's how I have to get mine. Anyway, that's Orange County. So in this county, I'm going to, and this county is different. So on this one, on Orange County, you just put in the address up to street. You know, say it was the same address here. 300 Park Avenue is what you would put in there. And if you can't find it, say you put that address in and nothing comes up, it's either in another county, but sometimes it's under another name or something. So sometimes if it's like, say it's a HOA, you might have to put the HOA name in, or, you know, because there's so many addresses that they put down that they could put down. Sometimes they put it down as the first house into the HOA. Sometimes they put it as, if it has a clubhouse, I'll put that address in. And it's just strange how things happen, and you have to look for it. So if they give you a street name, you can put the street name, and then there's generally a list of, like, I'll just do it right here because I know this is going to come up. All right, so then you have to kind of go through all this and see if it's there, which in this case would really suck. All right, so let me go back. But in this one, you have to put 300 North Park Avenue. So this is what you get on this. And it's okay. They give you a lot of information here. You just got to find it. Number of buildings. And then you can come here. Here's where it's reinforced concrete, so it must be some kind of warehouse. 1977, it's 2-story, gives you total, but it doesn't give you living. Concrete hilt up. Okay, so basically this is like a concrete panel, so it's definitely a warehouse. So what that is they form that panel somewhere else and they bring it to the site and put it up, you know. Here the footprint is your warehouse here. One's the top, one's the bottom. This is probably the bottom, this is probably the top. All right, so it gives you your sketch. That's about it. Street view, I don't never use that. Let's see if the sales are in here. Nope. So you wouldn't know how long this person owned this. You would have to get that from the property owner. So just write that down. Make sure you get it all the time. You know, business, how long they've been in business, how long they've been at the location. If there's any, you know, any losses. All right. And then I also get, for like property ones, I also get the roof, AC, electrical, and plumbing, and the year of the, you know, building if they know. If it's a tenant, we're in trouble, you know, because most likely they're not going to know unless they've been there for a long time, and they can say, okay, yeah, they just did the roof last year. Yeah, my AC was fixed, you know, last year, and so on. All right, so we got one more. I don't know an address, so I know a street there is East. Let's just put East Street and see what comes up, and then we'll pick from there. All right, after 5 properties, I just picked that. I don't know what it is. All right, so on this one, this was kind of poor too as far as information. It doesn't give you sales at all, I don't think. Sales history, but nobody's real name or anything. You know, you can't tell if it's been sold here and there like that, like Orange County has it. All right, so in this one, it's kind of different too. This is most likely your base, and it tells you up here, but you have to add all these up to get your grand total. And then they have a large thing too. You can press that and you can make it larger because it's kind of small. And if it's 2-story, sometimes it's kind of weird, you know, how this works, especially if it's not the same shape. But there you go, you have all your stuff. You do the same thing with the sketch. If you're doing a rapid sketch, you'd have to make sure each one of those are correct. And then there's your year, and it gives you living space, which would be just this. All these are add-ons or either porches or something, you know, garage maybe. I don't know what yellow is. Yellow is the carport, and purple is an enclosed porch. So there you go. All right, so that's a way, you know, every one of these is different, and every one will have different information. So you have to just check it out and, you know, look at it. And I think after you do a few of them, you'll be okay. And then, like I said, make sure you do your outlying counties too. Check them out. And, you know, if you get nothing on that address and you've tried everything and it's not there, most likely it's in another county or something. Also, just to let you know, if they are some kind of government official, judge, sometimes probably policemen, detectives, that kind of stuff, you are not going to find a sketch for them. So if they tell you that they are a judge or something, you better get your own measurements from that house if you have to do a sketch. All right. Another thing is this right here. So I put this address in. I redid this video because it was really super long and I wanted to make it shorter. Anyway, this right here is an address that I looked up. This tells you, it's called Fire Insurance Report. Fire Insurance Report. .report. Let's see what it comes up. Home. Yeah, fire insurance .report. All right, and that's going to bring you to the home page, which you really don't want to be at. Let me get this. So you want to come here. What you do with these things is put these up in your bookmarking area. All the, you know, whoever you want up there. That way it's fairly easy just when you're doing a report to go up here and get it. I'll put this link in down below so you can have it, and it goes straight to this page. You go here. Oh, I lost my address. Well, that sucks. Let's do 300 North Park Street. Oh, I think it was Avenue. I don't remember where it was. See if that, I don't know if that'll pull up anything. Alright, it pulled up something in Illinois. That's okay, just showing you how to use it. You put your address in there, you hit go, and it's going to tell you if it's paid. It's going to tell you the the fire station there, and how many miles away, and that is the information you're going to need. And this is nice because you can just copy this. You know, it actually tells you a little more information right here, what station it is, and, you know, stuff like that. Really helpful. I gave you this before. If you watch all my videos, you've already seen this. Also, I'm going to give you this one. I'll put this down in the description. So I did this before. I did this address right here. That's what it was. All right. So we can see that other one work because I have an address now. All right. So there you go. Leesburg Fire Department. They're paid 0.7 away, and then it kind of shows you different things here. But I don't use that. I just use the first one, and I can find out if it's paid or not, and get the, you know, just grab the fire department there, paste it in. You know, I'm all about pasting things in. So then I took that same address and I put it in here. We're trying to find out how far away it is to the closest water, and they're talking about, you know, in our case in Florida, they're talking about Atlantic or, you know, the Gulf, and I happen to know that this is closer to the Gulf. And, you know, basically what you do is there's a spoon, there's a bigger thing here. Let's see if I can redo it. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's like a big spoon, it looks like to me. And basically you hold down the shift key and click your mouse. And that would be right left click. And that'll put a dot there, and you come down here where you can go in or out. So if you wanted to see something, sometimes they ask you to do the closest building. You can just put a dot there and a dot here and do that, and it'll tell you over here what the distance is. All right, so we want to go deep, go in so we can get the water. All right, so then you come over here and hold down shift and click the mouse, and right here is your measurement. And I just basically copy that and put it in there, and I'm good to go. Love copy and paste. All right, I hope you like this. I hope this helped you out a little bit about your counties and how to look for information on there. And the fire station, that's a great one. And even this one's good. So I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. I do have a couple more coming. Hopefully I can do another one tomorrow. It's getting dark now, so I won't be able to do it. It's an outside video. But nice to see you, and we'll talk to you soon.